So, New Year's Day 2024, and I'm on a mission to unfuck my life. And I am just gonna walk out, shave off this winter plumage, head for the sun, and I don't know, walk the earth, have adventures, be like Kane from Kung Fu or something. This is not the first time I've done this. I reinvent my life quite regularly. I've been a nomad since I was a teenager, which is quite a long time ago now. And I recently saw a video by a travel vlogger who was complaining that she'd failed this year.
2023 was a year that, one of the few years in my life, I would say, where I really felt like I did nothing.
Her life was terrible, she hadn't achieved anything, her relationships were shit, she didn't know what she was doing, yada yada yada. And darling, I've got some news for you. For people like us, these feelings go with the territory. This is just part of the life that we've chosen. So let me try and help you unfuck your life. My name is Chris, and this is the Gnomecast. So what do I mean by people like us? Well, let me explain. When I was 19, 20, I hitchhiked all around Europe for months at a time. I made it down into the Sahara Desert in Morocco, far east of Turkey, all over Europe. The Eastern Curtain was still up in those days. Fantastic adventures. And I remember on one of my returns home talking to the father of one of my school friends, and he was kind of puzzled by it all and saying, like, well, why do you do this? Why don't you get a proper job and settle down? And I was trying to explain in the kind of terms that people put on inspirational quotes on Instagram. You know, I'm gonna find myself, or create myself, or experience real freedom, and all this bullshit. See, what I couldn't say at the time, because I just didn't have the concept, I know this sounds weird, but it was just, this is shit. I don't want the life that you want. I don't want regular 9 to 5, 40 hours a week for the rest of my life. I don't want to buy a house and sweat off a mortgage. I don't want to have children. I don't want what you want. I'm just walking away from this because it's not what I want. I'm gonna look, see what else I can find. And that's really all I was doing, but I didn't understand it at the time. And eventually I did try to be a normal person. I got a real job, joined the civil service, bought a house. I was a good, normal citizen. Now I sympathise with Eva, worrying that, you know, she's made a hash of it all, but you can't go back. And I saw some comment about, you know, I've gone back to Poland. It's like me, I'm living with my mother right now. Living with my mother. I haven't had a relationship with my mother since I was, it's 15, 16, 17. You know, I was just a teenager and I was an arsehole, and we kind of stopped being friends. And now here I am, living in her house and putting her hot water bottle in her bed every night and looking after her. And it's great. You know, it's lovely. I am enjoying this time where I am rebuilding a relationship that maybe I should have worked harder at, you know, a couple of decades ago. And it's great, but it's not enough. There's a whole fucking world out there of incredible places that I might rather be. And there's all kinds of people out there that I'm not meeting right now that maybe I would really enjoy getting to know and talking to and doing projects with, working with, and living a life less ordinary. So I remember being 23, and I had got myself a proper job, and I'd bought a house, and I was becoming a responsible adult, and I'd settled down, and it was great. And I remember writing in my diary about this transformation, the new me. I've grown up. It's all that immature, adventurous stuff. It's over with. I'm going to play the game now. but my mind is plagued by visions, and I had this image in my head of myself standing by the side of the road in rural France. It's one of those long straight roads just disappearing into the distance, and I was hitchhiking, and there were no cars, and the rain was coming. There was this wall of water just coming towards me, falling out of the sky, and I was absolutely terrified. And it turned into quite an incredible adventure. All kinds of mad things happened that day, and it stayed with me ever since. And it had stayed with me then, even as a young man. This was 3 or 4 years prior, and I was just plagued by visions of it. And I realize now that it was because it was a pure moment. This was one of those times when you are alive and you're really full of sensory input, and things are happening, and your brain is working like mad, and you're not on autopilot like most people just go through their lives on autopilot. And I kind of tried, but no, I lost it. I lost that diary that I'd written in, and I lost my house, and I lost the job, and everything went to shit, and I ended up just leaving and going off into the world again to make a new life for myself. So this truth, this reality, it's kind of scary because it's an existential crisis for people who have grown up believing they need to achieve something. What if life is just a journey, and it's all about the journey and not the destination? So this creates something of an existential crisis for people who've been trained to believe that they need a purpose, you need a goal, you need to be on this journey in order to create yourself, find yourself, or achieve freedom, or achieve something, some end goal where you can tick the box and say, right, got that, now I'm going home. What if the purpose is simply to keep going, to stay alive, to be human and enjoy it? What if there's no destination? You'll never truly vegetate, put down roots, because that's not how the real world works. I live out there in the real world. I don't live in that artificial created reality where the goal is to achieve these things before you die. I just keep going, keep doing it.